specialize in music most people hate. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out our Facebook page, Instagram, and our website. Let us share the words with you.
Yo, this is John from Noise Dosage Media, and this episode is brought to you by Begrudgingly Benny. Interested in putting something horrific and grotesque on your next piece of merch? Benny is tucked away in the fiery depths of COVID quarantine, blasting the filthiest of old school death metal and drawing hideous creatures that he is waiting for you to adopt. Go over to Instagram and follow at BegrudginglyBenny and contact him if you would like some really weird original art for your band or label. Super professional, highly recommended. And this episode is brought to you by UKR Patcher, located out of Ukraine. They specialize in providing metalheads and bands with custom woven or embroidered patches, back patches, hats, buttons, and t-shirts. I'll put a link in the description. Great quality, highly recommended. Yo, Joe, so you've been working on this album for a long time. Where's it at, man?
There's a couple of things we're waiting on. As of right now, we're waiting to get the final mixes back from Kyle. At least I am. I've been trying to text Alex as much as I can about them, but
Right.
waiting to get the full mixes back so we can just send that off to get CDs made. And that's pretty much it, honestly. We have everything that we need done for like the jewel case, the artwork for everything.
Gotcha.
We're just waiting on good quality mixes.
Yeah.
Well, the best quality mixes, I should say. Sorry.
So, how was that album actually recorded?
In the jam space where we had that show that we recorded the music video at, we hunkered down there the week of the 4th of July last summer, and we had Alex's brother Kyle come up from where he lives to record it for us because he works at Sweetwater, so he had to come back home to do it. But we just hunkered down the jam space for 3 days, recorded all guitar, bass, and drums in there, and some vocals in there, and some vocals in Alex's basement.
This leaked music video, what the hell was all that like about?
Oh.
I watched the whole thing, man.
Oh, man. I wonder how many other people actually watched it all the way through.
I mean, I saw
I
like
woke
100 views or something like that.
Yeah, because I woke up that day, and I'm like, why do we have so many mentions on our Facebook page? Like, what's going on? And I saw that the music video was released. I'm like, what is happening? Like, am I still dreaming? Like, this is not real. And I really don't know exactly what happened. Originally how it was is we were all sent the private link from Drew's dad who recorded the video, Mr. Pablo Honey.
Yeah.
And we must have, somehow the link must have got to somebody and it was posted when it probably wasn't supposed to. I don't think it was out of anything vulgar or aggressive. I like to believe it was an accident on whoever's part it happened to, but yeah, it just probably. But that was a nightmare. I'm like, what do we do? Do we just leave the video up and make it public and let people see it, or do we take it down and be like, whoops, sorry about that? So we went with the whoops, sorry about that approach, because there's a couple of things that we still want to fix.
Right. Yeah, that's like music, man. You always got to fix stuff. Like nothing ever seems to be like done. Like
no, never.
Like you finish an album, you're like, I wish I did this. All right, let's hold off the album for like a year. They're just stupid stuff. So I was on your Facebook, just stupidly browsing.
Stalking?
Yeah. Well, I check out bands' descriptions, like their about page.
Yeah.
And what the hell is this nickname, Sugarwood Jones?
That's a Drew question all in itself, but I mean, that's just the nickname that Drew has had forever, is Sugarwood Jones Wood, and that's just stuck. And that's like us calling, like Tim Kramer, we would just always call him Dick Bird Kramer, and that's, I'm pretty sure, what's going in the name and our acknowledgments to him.
Oh, God. That's funny.
It gives everybody their own character, I guess. I mean, not to say that Drew isn't a character already as he is. Love that man to death, but it just adds to it.
For sure. So, who were the original founding members of Nuclear Winter?
So the way that I like to think about it is the way that we started off and being serious about it was back in 2016 with a couple of kids that I went to high school with. This kid named Nate Scrivani who played bass, and this other guy named Colt McAndrew who played drums. And we were all good buddies through high school. And it's like, hell, let's get together and jam. Like, why the hell not?
Why not?
Yeah, and we did some covers. We had some fun with it. We played golf, surprisingly, probably a bit more than we actually practiced at that time. But things happened, things changed, and that's when Alex came in, and that's kind of how it built to the beautiful epitome of Nuclear Winter that you see today, I guess.
How did you actually find him?
Alex?
Yeah.
On a Craigslist ad, actually.
Of course, I knew it.
Yeah, dude. My buddy Mark, who actually filled in on bass for the band in the early days, he sent me a link a long time ago of this 18-year-old kid who liked thrash and just wanted to play some covers, get together and jam. And it's like, wow, like-minded people actually exist. And sent the dude an email, got together and jammed, and yeah, now Alex plays drums for me, and I'm beyond thankful for it.
The man that plays 3 sets with no problem.
Honestly, I don't understand how he does it.
He's a
that
straight
kid's in better shape than every person in Nuclear Winter combined.
Dude, he's a straight nutcase. But so this is a question off of that. What are 3 things that that's a wrong question. I'll fix that. If you had to describe each member of your band in one word, what would it be?
Ooh, I can't use handsome for all 3.
Nope, different.
Damn. That's hard.
I just try to ask hard questions, man.
I know, asking the real shit here.
And
wow.
I don't even send you anything before.
I know. I'm trying to listen to other podcasts, trying to get prepared, but damn, you put thought into this. For Alex, I feel like a good word to describe him is rock.
Yeah.
Because beyond that man just being solid and being, again, probably in the best shape of any member in the band, that dude has always been one of those guys he's always got his shit together.
For sure.
Whenever at shows, he's always the first person there. He's always on time for everything, and he's always giving me the musical perfection that I feel like this band should carry.
Yeah.
Shit. I feel so bad there's going to be these long pauses in it of me just thinking, because this is beyond hard.
Yeah. I'm testing you.
Damn, I'm not even in school. To say Bush, I would describe him as Bush.
Yeah.
Because I can't really think of it. He is his own beast in himself. He is the party man of Nuclear Winter. He is the spirit and the embodiment of thrash, of just be there, put on a good ass set, go home and party.
Yep.
And it's like, it's one of the biggest things that always comes to mind with Zach is he always brings a lot of energy to everything.
For sure. Yeah, that's the one thing I've always realized about that guy. He was still like moshing at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, like at that last show that you guys did.
Oh, the jam space! What a night!
Yeah, that was fun.
I mean, he's a tank. He played a show with us, and he had a couple of broken ribs from like 2 or 3 days before. It was still a great set. It's like, damn, kudos to you, kid.
Kudos, buddy. How did you find him?
He actually, we were playing a show at the Rock in Buffalo. I can't remember what band we were opening for. I think they're called like Hollow Point or something.
Hollow Point.
Yeah. And his band at the time, Bash, they were the first band to open. And they went up and they, you know, they did their cover set, and it was cool. You know, it was like their first like actual show, like second or third show as a band.
Yeah.
And we played our set, and Zach was just like, holy shit, you guys are awesome. Him and his whole crew were going ham to us our entire set. And this is the first time they ever saw us and met us. And when it came time that Tim had to leave, me and Alex kind of sat down and thought, it's like, well, what about the kids from Bash? Like, they loved us. We know they had potential. Should we give them the chance, bring them in, see what they can do? And that's how Zach is here. We had him over one day, and it's like the kid learned a good portion of the songs before we even asked him to. So
he was in.
Yeah. It's like, all right, buddy, you're in for the long haul. Let's go.
All right. Next one. One word. Sugarwood.
Oh, for Drew. For Sugarwood Jones. And I can't use handsome for Drew because he's beyond the most handsome member of this band. God, I really hate this silence. I hate thinking about this. Pulls up computer and looks up good describing words for people. For Drew, along the same lines of, I'll just say, energy.
Yeah.
Because Drew, I don't understand how this man's neck isn't broken, or he doesn't look like Corpse Grinder. If you watch
he does the circle,
any video
man.
from us, he's not stopping. He doesn't stop. And like, I used to windmill a lot more, but it's like, shit, dude, I'm old. Like, I hurt. Like, this ain't happening.
It ain't happening.
It's always going.
You just get hit in the face with microphones.
Yeah, I just get hit in the face with the microphone and just like almost have a panic attack. That's cool.
Yeah, that was
a nightmare.
I felt that. Like, I felt that watching.
Yo, and thanks to you and like JT and Jerry for helping me out with that, because I was like, I low-key thought about just being like, you know what? I think 2 songs is enough. I'm done. Like, I'm going home.
Well, yeah. I feel like that would, I don't know. If you get smacked in the teeth, like, it hurts. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter any, like, the situation or the scenarios before. It's like, that ain't fun. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't know who put that microphone stand there, but it was not a good idea.
Yeah. There was a lot of things about that show that probably weren't the greatest of ideas, but you know what? Jam Space show. Screw it. Like, I think everybody had fun.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Are you planning on doing more of those?
I don't know. I mean, that's not really my decision to make, as it's not really, I have no like really affiliation with that Jam Space, but I would like to think there'd be more of those happening again in the future with hopefully a little bit more refined structure to a couple of things that happened.
Right. For sure. So when did you develop the mindset to begin writing your own original material? Like, when did you get sick of playing covers?
Probably around 16, 17.
Yep. Same.
Because, yeah, you know, you learn covers and just songs in general, like especially when you're building yourself as a musician, having that repertoire of covers. I mean, yeah, you can throw out a cover and probably have only like 2 people actually recognize it, but impress the fuck out of those 2 people that actually recognize it.
Yeah.
But there's just a certain urge to be
to write your own
showing
stuff.
your own creative voice.
Yeah. Especially you, man. You do vocals and guitar. I feel like it's more. What do you enjoy more, playing guitar or doing vocals? Or is like vocals?
Playing guitar.
Yeah. So
all day.
So how did you get dragged into doing vocals? Was it like a last case scenario type deal, or?
I mean, kind of. It's kind of hard to find vocalists in general that could do what every band needs, but doing kind of that just, hi, I'm yelling at a really loud volume as my vocals was kind of hard for us to find. And I did it kind of jokingly a few times, but it just kind of worked into, wow, it doesn't sound that bad. If I put a little work into it, I might actually be able to do it.
Yeah.
And I did put the time in. I joined choir in high school. I did vocal lessons for a little bit. I'm still doing vocal stuff now, even in college, but it just kind of snowballed into that. And then came the extreme hurdle of playing guitar and singing at the same time.
Yeah. Like, how did you actually practice to do that stuff? Like, in specific, how did you, like me, I've attempted to do both and I can't. Like, was it just like rehearsing or practicing on your own time?
Yeah, it's a lot of it is just practicing in your own time. Because I know probably when you or I were younger, we were spending 5-6 hours a day sitting down and practicing just to get up our chops and our styles developed. But what I would normally do, and I still do to this day, is like if I have to learn a song and that I have to play and sing at the same time, I'll isolate the two parts. I won't try to put the two together at first. I'll get really solid at the guitar part and then get really solid with the vocal part, and then just try to slowly bring the two of them together.
Gotcha.
And that's the process I've always done it with, and it seems to work out semi-decently. At least in that way, you don't have that dependence on each other.
Right. So, what are 3 things that separates the Rochester local thrash metal scene from most? Like, I don't know if you've ever went to any out of town shows or whatever.
Just thinking about the bands that we have here, I think it's a lot different from at least other places I've been to and seen like thrash. The place that comes to mind a lot is like in Erie, because you have bands like Maniacal Device and Human Delusion, which are still kind of in the thrash realm. At least I've always thought that they were.
Not anymore.
And it's just a different kind of style.
Dude, they're like psych rock now.
Really?
Yeah, man. They're like psychedelic stuff. It's cool.
Huh.
But no, Primal Scream Therapy used to be thrash.
Yeah, Primal Scream Therapy. That's what I'm thinking about.
So
I remember seeing them a while ago.
Yeah.
But it's just a whole different vibe of music, where like I know like, especially Maniacal Device, they have more of like a hardcore kind of sound to them, and it's a little bit more of a edgy kind of sound, if you want to put it in that sort of way.
Yeah. So, well, that was one thing. I don't know. Do you have 2 more?
Not off the top of my head. The people definitely make it.
Yeah.
So beyond different.
What I was trying to get out of this question was like, when I go to for example, the show at your rehearsal space, like there's always that like group of friends that you guys have that always show up to your shows. Like
the Rochester Steel Brigade.
Yes, man. Like I never I see that. Like I've went to like Florida shows and stuff, but like I don't know. Like I don't see like a cult following for local bands a lot.
Yeah. And it's something that's really apparent up here. Like, 'cause you see like all the Rochester guys, like especially like Drew and Zach and the Healt brothers and all of them always going out to shows when the world isn't in the state that it is.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, shit, that's how they found me all those years ago. It's just they're out doing their thing, going to shows. Yeah.
I always saw
me in my metalcore band at 13.
Bro, what?
They found me in a metalcore band at 13.
Hold up. Back up.
Oh, God.
Joe, you ought to send me a link to this band after.
Oh, dude, I was in a band called The Crypt. And it was awesome. There was like, we were all Delavan local, which was crazy to me. Actually, the drummer of the Dreadnoughts now, John, he played bass for that band. So it was kind of funny, me and him being in a band when we were so much younger and then coming back together again when I was in Dreadnoughts. But yeah, imagine really, really, really baby-faced, pretty overweight Joe playing metalcore. Drop C. Yeah. I mean, now I have an extreme soft spot for metalcore, so when I hear people rip on Killswitch Engage, I get a little bit sad on the inside.
Man, dude, I don't care what anybody says. I like metalcore. Like, I like all types of music, like except
same here.
Mumble rap and a little bit of country. But
agreed.
But new metal, I'm not a fan of new metal either.
I have a soft spot for Limp Bizkit just for unironic memes, but that's about it.
Hey man, I saw Korn before. So,
oh, word. Where at?
I saw them, I think in Detroit.
Oh, damn.
I was on like a road trip with my father, and he's like, yo man, there's a Korn show, let's go. I'm like, all right. Okay, sure.
Always got to thank the folks for bringing us into the good music.
Yeah, man, he dragged me into like, I don't know, White Snake and stuff like that. Van Halen.
Oh, I'm losing my mind.
That was my first show ever. Van Halen.
Really?
Yep.
With Roth or Hagar?
Roth.
Word.
No Hagar. We ain't got time for that.
Ain't got time for Van Hagar? No pound cake?
Nah, man. Van Halen isn't Van Halen without David Lee.
Absolutely.
There's just something about his voice and his like energy. In like 1984, you can tell versus like the older stuff.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But so, what type of like influences do you have? Like really popular guitar players that you look up to?
Really popular. I mean, it's changed over the years significantly. Where like I look back at myself and I was like 14, 15 and looking up to just like the metal gods like Dimebag Darrell and Dave Mustaine and Kirk Hammett, you know, just the thrash dudes. Always looking at them just because that's what I grew up on and I was super into. But now when it comes to my playing, I look up at dudes like John Petrucci, Guthrie Govan, trying to think of just other magnificent shredders. Michelangelo Badio has always been a huge influence on me.
Yeah, you played with him, right?
Yeah, I got to shred next to him. Literal dreams coming true. That man could shred circles around me with 2 fingers, but...
Yeah. Hey man, it happens. You got to jam with. I've never been able to jam with. I mean, I've been able to talk to musicians I look up to, but
yeah,
I've never been able to like do what you did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so beyond thankful he asked me to do that. Like, holy shit.
How did you meet that guy at like a meet and greet or what?
Yeah, like every year or two he does a clinic at the House of Guitars.
Yeah.
Up in Rochester, and like ever since I was probably like 13, I was going to see him play, and
hey
like,
Joe,
I sent him a friend request. Yeah.
Hey Joe. Yeah, I can see it.
No.
What?
But yeah, it was just seeing him play a lot, and you know, just kind of getting to know him. I guess being me and not being a shitbag, I guess, to people that don't deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing I've noticed since I started doing podcasts and shit. I mean, like I've talked to musicians at shows and stuff, but it's way different, like literally no background noise, just like a straight conversation.
Absolutely.
It's
not having to shout and blow your voice out while you're trying to talk to somebody.
Well, yeah, and
coherent black metal band playing.
Yeah, and it's like I was just talking about this yesterday on how people look at metal bands and people that play metal and they're like, oh, those guys are obnoxious. They don't, you know, they could give a shit about anybody else, but it's like, dude, it's kind of the opposite. It's the opposite.
It's the complete opposite. And that bothers me a lot, is that people will look at us, not even like the show context of just how we look in general, knowing that we're metal, that we're instantaneously shitty people, that we're instantaneously stupid because of the music we listen to and the way we dress, and that it's forever a stereotype that I feel like it'll be very hard for the metal community to break out of, but there are people out there that are breaking that stereotype.
Yeah.
We need to be thankful for those people.
Yeah, it's definitely, I talk to my dad about that all the time. Like, he's like, you know, I got to be honest with you. Like, when I go to a show, like, once in a while when I was younger, like, I don't know, between 16 and, like, 18, I used to, like, pull them out to metal shows and stuff because, like, I had to. Like, well, no, let me restate that. I had to, and at the same time, like, I went by myself. So, like, obviously, like, I'd ask him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, we would go, for an example, like, a show that we went to was Slipknot. Who else? Crap. Slipknot, Volbeat, and I don't know the other bands, but it was at Darien.
Was that Darien Lake all them years ago?
Yeah, it was a few years ago. And like he went, and after the fact, he's like, you know, like I talk to a lot of people, and it's kind of funny on how nice people are. Like I never would have expected that. So, yeah, now he goes to shows all the time. So.
Oh, nice.
But
yeah, I'm beyond thankful. I've grown up with parents that are into the metal scene and are super open about that kind of stuff and love going to shows with me and everything. So shout out to the folks.
So what is your ultimate goal for Nuclear Winter?
There's a part of me that would love to say, like, I would love to be doing headlining tours, you know, going across the U.S. and everything. That's everybody's dream that's in this game. But my end-all goal with Nuclear Winter is just I want to keep getting together and writing tunes with the people that I enjoy having in my life and hopefully putting out material and products that people enjoy.
Right. So
it's just the end-all thing for me.
Yeah. Has your goal changed since you first formed the band? Like when you were younger? You said you were like 16 or 17?
Yeah. I would definitely think so. It's probably gone more from the, let's do big, awesome tours and go on huge stages. You know, at this point in my life, you know, I've been on tour, I've played on pretty big stages, and it's like, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but at the same time, I love just being able to sit down and write good, catchy tunes.
Didn't you go on tour with Dreadnoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, because they drive all around.
Yeah, always on the road, always somewhere playing shows.
Axe Effects, man. I know we talked about this. Give me your rundown of the preset.
Of the preset?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have to be a little bit. Can I do two? Because I have two that I've built that has just been beyond me. So there's this one, because I've always been the person that, though I love to be able to make these feeling it in your balls metal tones, I love to be able to make the ambient clean tones that just sound God tier.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
I have a preset that I built that's 2 amps in stereo. It's a like a Fender Deluxe Reverb and a car roamer. And in parallel with the amp, I have a multi-tap delay, a Plex reverb, and a Plex shimmer, so it gives it like that crystally kind of godly tone, if that's the best way to describe it. And I have a cumulonimbus reverb in front of the entire thing, so it just makes everything super long and dragged out and just really creepy. But going after tones like that just sound so huge and atmospheric is something I love, and it's super easy to do with.
Yeah, I've noticed
a product like that.
When I bought XFX, I solely bought it because I was like, not to give you a really bland answer, but I was bored with playing a tube amp with like 2 effects.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, Tim from In the Shadows of Giants. I'm like, yo, how much you want for that XFX? And he's like, I don't know, a couple hundred. I'm like, word, I'm going to get it.
And it's like, sold.
But when I showed up there, I was like, I have no idea how to work this thing. Like, give me the rundown. And he gave me like an hour-long spiel, and I've definitely gotten better at it.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Takes time.
As you do with just building your own stuff. But, man, it's so capable. It's so robust, and it sounds so good. I don't think you could, at least in my eyes, like, I don't think you could set a JCM 800 next to me and have my Axe Effects next to me, and I don't think I could be able to tell you the difference. I really don't think I'd be able to.
What's your metal tone?
So as of right now, it's just called Ass on my Axe Effects, which is great. Don't really remember doing that, but it's called Ass, and it's just a graphic EQ, an analog delay, a stereo chorus. I have my pitch shifter on there just because I love to be able to put my Explorer in B and just play along with some intro knot tunes, which is awesome. And I have 2 amps running, but not at the same time. On channel A, I have an Angle Savage, which is...
Hey, Angle Game.
Yeah, Angle Game for the win. And then I have a Friedman HBE V1 on channel 2 for like just a more of a clear sort of lead tone when I need it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just, it gives you that just Captain McAngry breakdown face, no matter what.
Yeah. So, how do you think Axe Effects? I think you have the 3, right, or 2?
Yeah, I have the 3.
So, how do you think that stepped up your game? Like, do you practice more?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think your tone's better live? Like,
well, I haven't used it live yet. Actually, the Jam Space show, I had gotten it like a week before.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't comfortable enough with it yet, and I didn't have the knowledge to actually put a decent preset together at that time. But definitely in the past month or 2 of just sitting down with it and playing with it, I've been playing so much more. I've been able to dive into the other styles of music that I want to write and experiment with, and not have to worry about it not sounding good.
Yeah.
Like, by myself, I've just been working on writing this kind of like indie jazz sort of tunes, and I'm able to do that super well with the Axe. But beforehand, I always struggle with it, trying to get such a pristine, clean tone, and also have the chord knowledge that I've built up sort of come out clearly.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was kind of like me. I don't. Did you check my Snapchat like last week?
Yeah.
I got a what the fuck is it? It's like a Majesty, kind of. It's not it's not a real. Yeah, it's not a real one, but
yeah,
it definitely plays better than my Wolfgang. I gotta admit.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And it's sad because that's been like my favorite guitar, like for the last couple of years. Yeah. I don't know. It just plays a lot differently.
Yeah.
But
that happens though. Sometimes you just get in new pieces of gear that it's just so different that it kind of takes you away from everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, you just reset.
It's just like, well, this is my taste now, and all my other guitars that I have
are
really
gone.
Suck.
Yeah, they suck. So, where is everyone located? I know some of you are in Rochester. I think you're in Buffalo, right?
I'm 40 minutes south of Buffalo. I live in this little tiny ass town called Delavan, New York.
Yeah.
I am the metal scene out here pretty much, but my neighbors weren't too happy when I had the band out here and played at my grad party, but
God,
like I care. So I live out here in the place where there's more cows than people. Alex lives up in Gettsville, and then Drew and Zach both live up in Rochester. Zach used to live in Lancaster when he first joined the band, but then he moved up to Rochester with the rest of the crew.